Alex, can you IP ban somebody from your YouTube comment section? Is that possible?
P ban somebody?
Yeah, because like you can ban somebody from your comment section. You can click on that account and be like, you're not allowed to comment here, and that works. But can you IP ban people from your comments? Is that a thing you can do?
Whoever you're talking about is probably not smart enough to figure it out, if it is a thing.
That's fair. Well, no, he's an expert specifically in how to ban people. That's the only thing he's smart about. The rest of it, anything, any other knowledge in this world, not particularly, but the ability to ban people from his comment section for calling him a cuck is on point for that man. The man, of course, being George Maddox, the one and only. I tried to. For those of you who don't know, Maddox made a 3-hour documentary video about how much of a huge monster, terrible stalker Dick Masterson is. And he has decided that he's going to take this video that he already put out 3 hours long and just release every individual chapter of it. And just flood his subscription with a bunch of subscription feed with a bunch of shit everybody's already seen. And it's probably working. It's working on me. I do watch them all because they do sometimes have extra content in them. So I guess the strategy kind of works in theory, but it's fucking stupid and annoying. And I tried to leave a comment on his most recent upload. Now I know my main account is banned. So first I tried to leave the comment on Riely's unedited Let's Play Hellscape. And I did that, and that didn't work. Well, it's like a weird shadow ban kind of thing where, like, when I'm on that account, it leaves me under the impression that the comment has been left, and the comment is there if I'm on that account, but if I switch accounts, it's gone. So I know that it's not visible to anybody but me. So I tried posting it on from Riely's unedited Let's Play Hellscape. That didn't work. And I was like, okay, Riely's unedited... That other channel is under the same email. So perhaps because like it's a ban of the Google account rather than just the individual YouTube channel. So I switched to the Issue Crew, which is attached to a different Google account. And I left the same comment. And it also did not work. Now it is possible that he just term banned the word cuck, I guess, but that seems kind of counterintuitive when that is a very relevant phrase to the content he is currently releasing. And also he has a video about the word cuck, so I'm sure that comment section is kind of barren because all the comments are getting banned, apparently, if he's banned the word cuck. Which is the only thing I can assume, because I can't imagine you can IP ban somebody from your YouTube comment section. I will read the comment. I was really trying to bait him. I was hoping I could get one of those aggressive Maddox replies that he's been sending to people. But unfortunately, it seems that I can't figure out how to make the comment stick at all for him to see. So it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I wrote like a whole big paragraph. I have it here. I'll read it real quick for those curious. This particular installment he released was about Dick getting banned from UCB and like crying victim or whatever. And I wrote, excuse me, I'm burping from the Italian food I just had. So funny that you're harping on Dick making himself a victim when you're the dictionary definition of that. You stole an iTunes feed, Dick made fun of you, and you haven't stopped acting like a victim since. Every escalation on Dick and Asterios and friends' parts was in response... Why can't I read? I'm literally Maddox. Was in response to an escalation on your part. The rapeless video, filing for a sole trademark for The Biggest Problem, a show you were both equally entitled to, the lawsuit, calling Live Shoe... Really, Riely? Yeah, really, A+ on my reading report card here. Live show venues, the list goes on. You are not a victim. You are a avenged reset. Wow. I'm really just embarrassing myself here. You are a revenged? My God. You are a revenge-obsessed asshole who got cucked and will never get over it. It's a crying shame. I actually really enjoy a lot of your content, up to a lot more recently than most dickheads. I think your on-air personality and comedy is really fun and unique, and it really vibes with me. Too bad it's wasted on someone who would rather upload the same psychotic documentary over and over and cry about it to journalists and radio hosts than actually make some content worth a damn. I beg you from the bottom of my heart to just forget about Dick and make things. The hate mob will follow you forever, but that's your fault, and there's certainly no going back now. Just ignore them and make your YouTube show. Start another podcast, for God's sakes. Most of all, stop doing this shit. It's truly pathetic. You could also keep doing it and continue to give Dick material for top quality bonus episodes. Guess I get content either way. That was the comment, and I cannot get it to publish.
See, the sad thing is, if you look at Maddox's stupid little graph of how many times Dick has tweeted about him over the past few years, ever since the lawsuit, it's been going down. Had he not released a 3-hour documentary about this shit, eventually Dick Masterson would have been like, yeah, Maddox is kind of a piece of shit, but I mean, he doesn't do anything anymore, so I kind of just fucked off. You know? Like, at some
That was
point,
already the case. They were just taking they're always going to take pot shots. If Maddox disappeared off the face of the planet today, there would always be at least a couple little jokes about Maddox on the Dick Show for the rest of fucking time. But he's really fucking lighting the fire by doing this shit.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is, had he not released this documentary, he would have just faded into out of existence. He wouldn't be a part of the quote-unquote hate mob anymore. People would just forget about him.
Yeah, people would just forget about him and move on to Eric July like they were already fucking doing before he did the shit.
He always has to be the center of attention.
Alex, all I want for fucking... I will sacrifice every birthday and Christmas present I will ever receive for the rest of my fucking life to see Eric July and Maddox in the same call. I want it so bad. Maddox has said he will do it. He has tagged Eric July on Twitter and asked to talk. The ball's in Eric's court now, and oh my god, I hope so bad, Alex. I need it.
Two autistic fucking weirdo. That's gonna be legendary.
I need it. I need the real Eric July to try to call into Maddox's stream instead of that fake one. There was a fake Eric July trying to trick Maddox into letting him into his Q&A. It's pretty good.
Oh,
but anyway,
boy.
Folks.
Anyway.
Enough about that shit. Welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody. We're here. We're doing a fun comedy program podcast. I'm Riely, of course. Joining me is one Alex.
What's up?
And Alex.
Now, many of you might realize my voice is a lot deeper than it usually is. Riely, what's our topic today?
Our topic today is detransition. I'm kidding. Our topic today is being sick.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke.
Thank
that was
you.
A good joke. That actually, if I could laugh, I would have. But, you know.
Oh, this is no laugh Alex tonight because it will hurt her physically if she does.
No, I almost had to reschedule the podcast because I was bedridden all day yesterday. I called into work. I didn't go. I shouldn't have gone today, but I didn't want to miss out on a second day's worth of pay, so I suffered a lot. So yeah, I was bedridden, and I think I was in and out of sleep all day yesterday. So, like, I would sleep for 2 to 3 hours, wake up for an hour, then sleep for another 2 to 3. And that went on all day yesterday.
Oh, boy. You're really
I left the room.
Huh?
Riely, I was in my own personal hell.
Wow.
Riely, I had to wear socks in bed.
No! No! That's a fate worse than death, Alex.
Riely, I
Yes.
think I've suffered enough. I think I've suffered enough. God, just take me from this.
Haven't I run enough blood for you heathens? Leave me
If this is hell,
alone.
then please just hell is probably better than falling asleep with socks on in your bed with covers over them. I could not get my footsies to get warm, so I had to put socks
No,
on.
no, that's so bad.
I
You know
couldn't get
your
my
life's
footsies
fucked
warm.
up.
You know you're suffering when you gotta wear socks to bed.
Ugh, I'm so sorry, Alex.
But no, I was so out of it yesterday where I was basically in a constant dream, no matter whether I was awake or asleep. I was so fucking delusional all day yesterday. I got up to pee twice and got up once to go downstairs and get 2 bottles of water and then went right back to the room. I did not leave the I only left the bedroom 3 times. That's it.
I can't
I'm doing
even.
better today. I still have fucking body aches and my head feels like it's gonna explode. And my
Ugh.
voice sounds like a baritone. I hope I'm doing that right.
I just want to make it clear to the audience that I did not pressure Alex into doing this. In fact, I tried to pressure her into not doing this, and she wouldn't budge.
Nah, I think it's a good bit where we talk about being sick, and I'm over here with my voice like Louis Armstrong over here. I think it's a good bit. I think it's funny. I think there's like I
I
might be
see
suffering.
trees of green.
I might be suffering, but I feel like from my lack of comedic approach to this, I feel like there's a little bit of subtlety to the comedic whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
I think
because
it's
we're
funny.
doing being sick, and you are sick. I see what you're saying. I understand the.
I think it's funny. I think it's a good a good joke, a good bit.
I was
That's why
expecting
I
you were
wanted
just
to
gonna.
do it.
I was expecting you were just gonna show up with like a stuffy nose, maybe a little bit of a scratchy voice, but you showed up like, "Hi, Riley," and I was like, "What the fuck, Alex?"
No, I gotta keep drinking water. If I want to do this podcast, I gotta keep drinking water, or else my voice is gonna get super fucking raspy.
You're gonna sound like a fucking 45-year-old mom who smokes too much.
The smoker mom, yeah.
Yeah. I say this
Well,
because I
I'm
had a
45
45-year-old
and I'm
mom who
not a mom
smokes too
yet,
much
so.
about 10 years ago. And
But
now I have
anyway,
a 55-year-old mom who smokes too much.
so delusional as fuck all day yesterday. I couldn't tell you what the dream was about outside of like it was like 2 sides were fucking fighting or some shit. That's all I remember. Okay? And like it's so yesterday was rough. However, the good news is I went to work this morning, suffered greatly. Suffered greatly. Um Luckily everybody was like, "Yeah, we'll load up your van, we'll help you out. Thanks for coming in today." I'm like, "Yeah, I really didn't want to, but I don't want to miss out on any more days than I have to." So they loaded up my van for me for the most part. They helped me out, which was good. By the end of the day, I did leave early, like an hour and a half, which was nice. So, and then I now have internet at the new apartment, which is also a plus.
Hey!
I have to
Are
hook
you
it
in
up.
the new apartment right now? Oh, okay.
No, not yet. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow morning, but I'm missing hardware for my desk, like screws
Mm.
and shit. I don't know what happened to them, so I have to figure out where those went. Also, the
Just use a Maddox desk. A cardboard box.
well, I have a backup desk, but that one doesn't have
Oh,
any
okay.
hardware either.
Oh shit. Well, if your desk doesn't have any hardware and your backup desk doesn't have any hardware, looks like it's time for the cardboard box. That's the third option.
Nah, I'll be in the new apartment within a week. I gotta go there, set up internet and everything. I gotta figure out where all this hardware shit went because I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it since I moved out of the old place. So
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for updates on Alex's desk quest. It's really hard to tell how good you're doing on a comedy podcast when your co-host can't laugh. It's a really.
I can laugh. Do you want me to just queue up a whole bunch of fucking laughing emojis in our chat? Would that help you?
Fire up the soundboard and just get like a fucking sitcom laugh track to play.
Jesus, that's a lot of work. I'm sorry. No, so I was coughing so like violently and so much to the point where my chest hurts anytime I like laugh or cough or anything like that today.
Oof.
Dude, it's rough. I'm hoping it gets better by fucking Sunday or else I'm gonna miss the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh shit, yeah, the Super Bowl is this weekend. That sports bullshit I don't care about is this weekend.
Yeah, I don't really care for the two teams. I really wish it was the Ravens versus the Lions, but
I don't give a single fuck about sports. I will watch the only sports game I ever will watch is the Super Bowl, but it's only when the Patriots are in it, which will never happen again.
Yeah, but you guys lost Belichick, so fuck you, Patriots.
But yeah, we lost Belichick, we lost Brady. We're super fucked. all the way fucked.
Welcome to the land of the Browns, buddy. Where you guys will never be able to do anything with your team ever again.
I mean, we had a good ass fucking run though.
Yeah, so did the Browns.
That's fair. The Patriots have the most Super Bowl wins by like a country mile though, right?
Yeah, but that's because of Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know.
And Bill Belichick.
We had a good ass run back when we had those guys, but now it's over.
Yeah, now you lost both of them. Fuck you.
No. See, I don't care about the 49ers or the Chiefs, so unless I miraculously get invited to a Super Bowl party with free snacks, I won't watch it.
Look, I've missed the past like 3 Super Bowls because I was working Sundays. So I'm hoping I can get better by Sunday.
Hopefully.
Because if I sound like this on Sunday, Mom and Dad won't let me over.
Unfortunate.
Just go sit at my apartment
Just
watch it by myself. Nah, because they're gonna ask me a whole bunch of questions. Come in with
like little index cards and a pen, and they're like, "Why aren't you talking?" And you write down like, "I was yelling last night and I lost my voice." And you just talk to them with index cards for the rest of the night.
That sounds really tedious.
little fucking sign that you hold up.
But anyway, so that's been my week, my past day and a half. It probably didn't help. So Wednesday. Today's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday. I had a little bit of a cough. Like kind of like a scratchy throat. That's nothing huge, nothing like, oh shit, I'm getting sick. What probably aggravated this? Like, I'm sure I was gonna get sick regardless, but I had to go to the dentist and have a filling done, okay? So I had the goddamn fucking dentist drilling in my fucking mouth for 45 minutes. And then on top of that, so I didn't eat Wednesday evening because half my face was numb. So I didn't want to bite my tongue off because the dentist fucking scared the shit out of me. It was like, if you eat, you might bite your tongue off. You better be careful. So then I immediately got paranoid and was like, well, guess I'm not eating. So then Thursday rolls around and I wake up and I feel like absolute shit. And that's what happened yesterday. Was in and out of sleep all day. Felt terrible, didn't do anything, called off of work. So no food yesterday. And then I think the only thing that brought calories in this morning was I did go and get some orange juice from the gas station this morning.
Tasty.
I had one little donut hole from Dunkin' Donuts, but that tasted like shit. So there's currently 11 upstairs.
What flavor of donut hole did you get that it didn't taste good?
Just the chocolate glazed.
That didn't taste. That tasted like shit to you.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sick, motherfucker.
Okay,
Don't you
fair
think
enough.
I'm upset about that? That's why I fucking ordered them. Also because I completely destroyed their bathroom. So I was like, I should probably get some food from them.
Yeah. Maybe I should participate in commerce for
Yeah,
in exchange.
if you don't eat for a full 36 hours, your body's still gonna make you go take a shit. So I don't know where the science is in that, but you know, because I've been drinking nothing but water, no pop, no beer, no nothing.
Rip. Man, this is our probably our first sober Alex in a while, then, huh? If you can't be drinking beer.
Yeah, this is sober me because I'm not gonna drink when I'm sick.
It's Sobercast because I'm not high either. Let's go.
But and then I
We're
woke
both
up
off
this
our
morning.
vices for the night.
I woke up this morning and I'm like, well, I don't feel dizzy. Let's go to the bathroom. Let's see. It's like 4:15 in the morning. So
Sure.
I go to the bathroom right across the hall. I make it back to the bedroom and I'm like, I could probably go to work. I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday. I don't want to miss out on another day's worth of work. Especially because I don't want to make it look like I'm taking a 4-day weekend, you know?
Yeah.
So I go into work, fucking fluorescent bulbs everywhere in the warehouse.
Oh shit.
I walk in with sunglasses and they're like, "Are you good?" And I go, "No." And they're like, "Do you go the fuck home?" I'm like, "I need money, please."
Please.
I'm like, "If you guys don't want me here, then just send me home. I'll clock out and I'll go home. I didn't want to miss another day." They're like, "You're wearing sunglasses inside the warehouse at 5 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, "Yeah, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough couple days."
Did they think you were hungover?
No, you don't get. No, because I texted everybody and
Like you're
said
wearing
I'm sick, I'm
sunglasses
not
at
coming
5 a.m.
in. But yeah, I only get sick like once or twice a year. But when it happens, I am down and out for an entire day. An
Yeah.
entire 24 hours is spent in bed every single time I get sick.
I just want to say real quick that this is not related to what you just said, but I just want to make the point. Dad, I wouldn't blame me for the assumption because if somebody said they were sick and called out of work and then showed up the next day in sunglasses groaning, I might have some suspicions. I might have some questions. Like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, but imagine my voice way raspier than this because I had just woken up and
You
drove
just
to work.
okay. Yeah, that works then. That tells your story.
Yeah. So the worst part about whatever I have, Tylenol and ibuprofen, don't help at all.
Oh man, that sucks.
Not a goddamn thing. So, yeah, that's been my experience. That's why we're doing Sick Cast today. Because I thought it would be funny.
I would just like to make it clear for the record that I came up with the being sick topic because Alex was sick. The part of the bit that she's describing as thinking it would be funny is just doing it while she's sick when I suggested to recover first and reschedule.
Nah, I think it's funny. Anyway,
Gamers.
I'm gonna give my voice a little rest. Riely, how about you?
So, Funnily enough, I was actually sick this week too. A very minor sickness, so nowhere near the amount of suffering that you've experienced. It was really weird,
I had to wear
actually.
socks in bed.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to any human in history. But
So I don't think anybody has ever been wearing socks in bed sick before.
no, you're the first.
I did complain to Penguin, and Penguin yelled at me and said, "Get him off." And I'm like, "I can't. My feet won't warm up. I'm sorry. I have to. It's my own personal hell. I had to live with it."
Yeah, she said, and then she said, "Light your feet on fire. That would be better, and it would solve the warmth problem."
Anyway, continue.
So I just had this like weird little head cold. It didn't even. It was kind of weird because like it was just like a stuffy nose and like the most subtle sore throat in history. Like it was less. It didn't even like hurt. It was just like something's not right in there, and that's all it was. Was just a stuffy nose and like a weird throat, and then like I had weird stomach problems one day, and I had to go home from work. But I don't know if that was related to the head cold. But that was my most recent sickness. But Alex, I'll tell you, I've got a tale to weave about the last time I got like awful sick. This was sometime last year. I don't quite remember when. And by last year, I think I mean the year before, because I keep forgetting that it's not 2023 anymore, because it feels like 2023 was 3 months long. So I think this was 2022. And it all started, I was at work and I was high. So I was like falling asleep all day, which is something that happens to be sometimes anyway when I go to work stoned. But it's usually not as anywhere near as bad as it was. Like I can curb it very easily. Like it's usually just like a little bit of nodding off, and then I'm just like, okay, get it together. But this day I couldn't stop, and it was just like it was getting really overwhelming. And it got to the point where I just had like one task left to complete for the day, and I really needed to do it. And I kept falling asleep while I was trying to do it, and I got mad. I started like yelling at myself. I was like, Riely, you just have to fucking put some tape on a goddamn box. Wake up, do your fucking job. And then as I'm going through those aphorisms with myself, I literally felt the moment that I got sick. Like I was doing it, I was falling asleep, I was pissed, and then I felt like my body change. And I was like, oh God, I feel like I'm going to die right now. And I didn't want to walk home in that state. So I called my mom to get a ride home. I mean, I guess like I didn't do the dishes or some shit. So like she's yelling at me over the phone, and I'm just like, Mom, please. Please help me. So she does come to get me. It was the end of my day anyway. I didn't have to leave early. I had like 30 minutes left. I just kind of sucked it out. And then stuck it out. I did not suck it out. That's stupid. But then I got in the car, and it was very plain to see how sick I was. And we got home, and I immediately fucking collapsed on the couch. And my mother felt me, and I was burning hot. So I napped on the couch for a little bit, and yeah, I had a bad fever. My throat started to really hurt the next day. It was a big sick. All your favorite sicks were going on. Uh, so I had to stay home for a couple days, and this was around Christmas because, well, I guess it must have been because it had to have been at least around Christmas because we had a Christmas related event while I was down with this sickness. It doesn't feel like it was during Christmas, but maybe we did it like a week early or something. But I was bedridden for a couple days, did not go to work. I did my sore throat no favors because I did continue to smoke weed. But I was hanging out at home, having a terrible time, just fucking suffering in pain, trying to fucking sit down and watch TV and not want to kill myself. And one of those days, my mother had a friend over, to cook the Christmas dinner. We got a ham. We got some Christmas dinner stuff. And my mother, but more recently she started to do it. But up until extremely recently, she was not very willing to make big holiday meals. Like she didn't know how to make a ham good or make a turkey or whatever. So she invited a friend over to cook the turkey and cook all the stuff. And this friend, bless her heart, she has a wonderful heart, but she unfortunately has a little bit of brain damage from some accidents she sustained, and also has to take a lot of drugs for those accidents that make for the pain related to those accidents that make her a little bit loopy. So she was like bumbling around my kitchen for 6 hours trying to make this fucking ham, and I went in there. So I was laying in bed and I was sick. So I didn't want to get up. So I didn't eat breakfast. And it was like 2. And I was getting extremely hungry. So I went into the kitchen with intent to cook myself a little bowl of rice. Because that's a thing that I do. The rice is one of the most common things I'll eat. I'll get those boxes that come with the 4 little individual bags you just throw in the pot. Make those motherfuckers, eat a nice bowl of rice, throw some fucking hot sauce and butter in there, you're good. That's a meal, baby. So I hadn't eaten all day, so I went into my kitchen to throw a bowl of rice on the pot, and this woman would not let me cook rice in my own fucking kitchen at age 20 because the dinner's almost done and it's bad for you, which FYI dinner was not done for I think another hour and a half or so. So first of all, get fucked. And second of all, so I tell her I haven't eaten all day. I just want to fucking make a bowl of rice, whatever. And what she tells me to do, Alex, the reasoning she gives that she is blocking and preventing me from cooking rice in my own kitchen as an adult man in a house that I pay rent at uh, is because it's not good for me. You want to know what she tells me to do? She tells me to go get some fucking Doritos from my mom. Like, wow, thank you for leading me to a healthier option, you stupid bitch. What the fuck? No, rice, just a bowl of fucking white rice with some hot sauce and a little bit of butter, terrible for you. Go get a big bowl of fucking Doritos. Stupid.
Sounds asinine.
And it was really hard to get those fucking Doritos down because it's processed cheese dust garbage and my stomach had not been exposed to food all day. So it was like the pain in my stomach was causing the pain in my stomach from the hunger was causing my like throat to reject the Dorito that was going into it. And it was a rough time. So that was fun. That was a fun part of that experience. Obviously, eventually I recovered. It took a good long while. It was a pretty rough one, but you know, came out the other side. Those like big sicknesses where like I'm down for several days happen to me extremely rarely. Like it's multiple years pass in between one to the next. For me personally, I don't know how often you get big sick, Alex.
I only get big sick once a year, but like I'm down and out every time I get sick because I never get like sniffles or headaches or anything like that. But like I said yesterday, I was in and out of sleep. I never left the bedroom. I was down and out. There was nothing I could do about it. But it only happens like once a year where I'm like I legitimately have to call out of work.
Yeah, I call out of work occasionally for more minor sicknesses. The shit that only
Oh,
keeps you down for
I
the
will say
day,
with this new
rather than
job, I
multiple.
almost made it. Was it November, December, January? I went 3 months without taking a single day off outside of like time, like
Actual
PTO.
time off you had earned, yes.
Like this is the first time since I started this new job that I actually called in sick. But like there was no fucking way I was going into work yesterday. I honestly shouldn't have gone in today, but like I said, I could not miss 2 full days worth of work. That's
You
a
were on that
lot of
grind
money,
set. You needed that money, yeah.
especially because I dropped $90 on fucking Spectrum.
Oof. Fucking Spectrum, man. My Spectrum internet is ass.
What do you have?
I don't know what fucking plan I have. It's probably the cheapest one, but it's just
What, you
the
got
problem.
100 megabytes?
I don't know. We got it like 10 years ago. But it just like connection will just drop randomly on most of my shit. And like it seems like it might be an issue with the devices because it doesn't happen on every device, but it happens on so many that I feel like it can't be true. It's really weird.
So the nice thing about my PC is I don't understand how this works, but my computer that I use to record everything has
Yeah,
Wi-Fi capabilities.
as does mine, due to the fact that it's a laptop. I don't even think it has an Ethernet port.
No. I have a desktop computer, like a box,
Yeah,
and it has Wi-Fi capabilities.
pretty epic.
It's cool. That's what I've been using. That's what I've been using to record the podcast for the past 4 months is Wi-Fi. But I'm about to get Ethernet hooked up.
A get
I
them
don't
big
use my
connection
computer for anything else.
speeds.
That's all I need it for is streaming and recording. That's it. I don't play games on my PC anymore, so
Heh. Video games. I don't play video games anymore.
how's Pokemon going?
Have not opened it in weeks.
Even though Penguin went out of her way to buy it for you.
I will play it eventually, Alex. Fuck off.
Gen 10's gonna come out and you're gonna be like, well, I never finished the DLC for Gen 9.
I mean, that is what happened last time, so.
Yeah, but Sword and Shield DLC was trash.
It seemed like Isle of Armor had some charming aspects to it, but it just kind of fell flat ultimately.
I really think Isle of Armor was the test run to see if Paldea would work well. Because it was the first aspect of open world, like a whole region being open world. So, I really think Isle of Armor was the test run for Paldea.
I think the test run of for Paldea was Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Fuck off. Anyway, how mad are you gonna be if at the end of the month on Pokemon Day they announced that Ilka is making the black and white remakes?
Well, the thing about Black and White is it's pretty hard to fuck up that remake. Like the thing about BDSP is that there were aspects of Diamond and Pearl specifically versus Platinum that were problematic that held true in BDSP to some extent. Whereas you could hand me an Ilka Black and White remake and it's like, yeah, this is kind of an inferior version of Pokemon Black and White, but like talks like a duck and quacks like a duck, and I have it on my Nintendo Switch conveniently. So, okay.
I hope we get Black 3 and White 3, honestly.
So bad, I need that in my life. Oh my god,
So,
please.
you know how famously I don't like Gen 5, right?
I'm familiar with that fact.
I'm looking forward to playing through Black and White again. Whether it's a faithful recreation of the original Black and White or a remake for Black and White 3. I'm looking forward to it just because I haven't had a chance to I never really spent enough time on Black and White, if that makes sense. Because I played through either all of Black or all of White, I don't remember. And then went straight onto like I beat the game and then went straight onto Gen 6 and ORAS. So I think my thing about it is it just got overshadowed by ORAS and Kalos. So for us to possibly get another Gen 5 Unova game, that might bring a little bit more light to the region and allow me to look at it with a different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I hope it does, because I think Black and White, even though I rank them relatively low for the franchise at large, that's just because I really like a lot of the Pokemon franchise. I think Black and White are fucking masterworks, especially Black and White 2, which is why I'm really. If we just get a Black and White remake and then we move on to the next generation, I'll feel like Black and White 2 was fucking robbed. That's why I feel like it has to be Black and White 3. Because if you're gonna do a Black and White remake, then Black and White 2 just gets left out in the fucking cold. And that sucks, because Black and White 2 might be some of the best games of the franchise ever. Where's your comment about the best water starter ever, Gingy? I don't know what Froakie has to do with this here conversation. We're talking about Black and White, Gingy. You seem to be mixed up. Of course, Gingy is yelling at us in the chat to talk about Oshawott, and nobody cares. Get fucked, Oshawott. You're the worst of the three.
Oshawott had his time to shine in Legends Arceus.
That's fair. And he was the worst of those three, too.
Hitsui and Samurott was pretty cool, though.
Yeah. I don't dislike Oshawott at all. I just think that in both starter trios he's been a part of, just the other two were better.
You think if they do a Black and White remake, they'll allow you to get Victini?
I'd have to assume. I remember the Victini event. That was a cool thing. God, I love Victini. Victini's so cute. Victini's the best. Did I put Victini on my Unova Pokemon list? Oh shit, I think that's one of the ones we didn't do. Now I remember. It was Unova and Paldea that we never did. So Victini probably will be on that list if we ever get around to doing that. Spoiler alert. Because Victini, pretty fucking cool. And now I'm being distracted by the crying Oshawott gif that Gingy has posted in chat.
I will say the worst thing about getting sick is the constant head pounding.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, just constant. Like someone's banging your head against the fucking wall.
I turned fucking green once. I don't know why that happened, and it's only happened the one time, but there was one time I got like really fucking sick while I was at school, and my face literally got a little green. It was really weird. I looked in the mirror and I was like, what the fuck? But I was
so out of it
grade, so I was probably
yesterday.
like, what the heck?
I was so out of it yesterday to the point where I was just like, I just want to feel better, and I almost was gonna make myself get sick in the bathroom. Like, you know, you're at a new low when you're just like, anything could be better than what I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'm better by this weekend.
That's why I worked through the sore throat so I could continue to smoke weed to alleviate a little bit of the suffering, which it did. I believe that the suffering caused to my throat by the weed was less so than the suffering I would have taken if I had gone through that whole sickness sober. So I think I made the right decision. I'm trying to think of some other my greatest sick hits, as it were. There was the time I like freaked a teacher out because I was getting like really because like I was talking about how scared I get when I fucking vomit because I was a kid and like it freaked me out that I couldn't breathe when I was vomiting and like I was saying that like very pathetically and meekly and then threw up on the floor immediately. That was a pretty good one. Let's see.
I think the last time being sick hit me this hard was when I got the COVID vaccine.
Oof, yeah.
Where I was down and out. I literally got home after they stabbed me with the needle and
That
stuff.
microchip, man, it'll fuck you up.
But I was down and out. Like, I was shaking. I couldn't breathe. It was terrible.
It seems like a lot of people had some pretty crazy fucking reactions to the vaccine. My arm was kind of sore a little bit, and that's
Oh, you
about all
mean
that happened to me.
the non-FDA approved vaccine that the government
Jesus
forced upon
Christ.
everybody?
Yeah, this episode's getting bad. This is the one.
It's not false information. Wasn't FDA approved at the time.
Is it FDA approved now?
Probably. But when the first wave of vaccines that went out, it wasn't FDA approved.
Fuck the FDA.
They rushed that shit out so fucking quickly.
Listen, get rid of the FDA, sell poison to kids, everything's fine.
Why do you want to sell poison to kids?
I don't know. I don't want to sell poison to kids. I'm just saying if I were to if I found it profitable to sell poison and a kid purchased it, then that should be allowed.
Man, just go back to old school and put razor blades in candy.
Yep.
You don't even have to sell them anything. They'll eat the candy and then they'll cut their mouth up on razor blades.
Well, the idea is I would also make a profit. I would kill children and make a profit with the other one.
And go to school and become a mouth doctor. Then all the kids that got their mouths cut up because of razor blades that you put in their candy will come to you to get it all fixed up. Boom, profit.
Shit, that's good. Time to go to dentist college.
Sell poison to kids. It's a good idea.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You could even market it worldwide. Call it a vaccine.
Jesus Christ. Hmm.
Is this too much, or do you want me to keep going down this rabbit hole?
It's your YouTube channel, buddy.
I haven't said anything that's medical misinformation.
Okay, we'll see what YouTube has to say about that.
The COVID vaccine was not FDA approved upon its first initial launch. Right at the very beginning, it was not FDA approved. That's why a lot of people didn't want to take it.
Yeah, well, just get your jab, you fucking bastards.
Now, am I going to get a booster? No. Fuck the boosters.
I'm not getting a fucking booster either. Fuck off.
No, I got shot 1 and shot 2. That's all you need. I got the COVID vaccine, then tested positive for it 3 more times. So, it's clearly doing its job.
But it lessens the symptoms, Alex, and it stops the spread.
I never had any symptoms. I tested positive twice before, and then 3 times after. Never had any symptoms outside of when I got the shot in the first place.
I've actually never had COVID, which is funny. That time I was sick, I did test for COVID, and it was negative. And that was the only real big sickness I had during COVID time. I probably had smaller sicknesses. Maybe I had COVID and didn't know it, but I'm pretty sure I've never had COVID.
Man, the worst thing about getting sick is, not even getting sick, you just have that slight annoying cough.
Yeah.
Like that slight tickle in your throat. That's it. No stuffy nose, no headache. Just that constant clearing of your throat. That's it.
Alex, I have slight cough all the time, so that's
because you
default
smoke weed
state.
all the time.
Yeah, so this little slight cough, I don't know the difference between coughing because I smoke all the time and coughing because I have a strange little sick cough.
Fucking
So
Snoop Dogg over here.
I did just come out of a 3-week endless bender, where I don't think I was awake for more than a half hour without being high for 3 weeks.
Let's start calling you Cheech and Chong.
It's probably accurate, but I came out. I decided I was gonna do. I said this on Twitter. I decided I wanted to do a little. So I didn't say this part on Twitter. I said this part to Patrick privately, but it's my little. I want to do my little sober. Gingy asking Twitter ? In the fucking chat. We get it. That joke's not funny anymore. That joke's played out. It's as long as the URL is still twitter.com, I can call it Twitter. Once Elon actually gets that fucking URL changed, maybe I'll remember a little bit better. But the fact that I still, when I go to Twitter on my computer, it says twitter.com is evidence that I can call it Twitter. But oh yeah, I decided I wanted to go on a little sober comedy tour because I happened to have 3 shows 3 days in a row. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop smoking weed for. I'm gonna try. I woke up on Thursday and I'm like, I'm not gonna smoke today. I'm not gonna smoke tomorrow, and I'm not gonna smoke on Saturday until we record Big Guy Little Guy in the morning. Now I don't think that's gonna happen. It's happened so far. The show I did last night, I was sober, and this show I'm sober. But I have a feeling Andrew's gonna come to Riely because I'm missing it right now. I knew I wasn't gonna be high for this show because you fucking complained last week.
I complained last week.
I can't wait until you fucking get a little too drunk one night and I can be like, don't get drunk for the show anymore. The way you were like, don't get high for the show anymore. Fucking over here. You said that last week.
Yeah, I mean it. It brings down the quality of the show.
No, it does. Last week was great. You were just freaked out by it because I made you talk about your furry shit. Last week is fucking great. There have been a couple incidents where it has brought down the show, but I'm at a point where mostly I can do a show while I'm high.
How often has my drinking affected the show?
Not yet, never yet. But the moment it happens, Alex.
Okay, so we're 70 plus episodes in. And my drinking has not affected the show at all.
And what, me getting high has affected the show probably 2 or 3 times out of the 60 episodes I've recorded high.
It's a lot more than my drinking, buddy.
That's true. I suppose you're right.
I'm not here to cast aspersions, though. Don't worry.
It's a roll of the dice, Alex. Because some of our best episodes I've been high. Because the way it hits me is kind of different from day to day. Like I have different kinds of highs I'll find myself in. I've talked about this before. There's like the goofy high, there's the catatonic high, and then there's the autistic high. And that's the one that produces good podcasts. When I just become a talking machine capable of discussing a single thing that I'm obsessed with for several hours. That is the state. That is the top tier podcast high. But unfortunately, I cannot achieve that always. The goofy high has become more manageable to do during podcasts. But sometimes that catatonic high hits, and that makes it a little rough.
Man, I thought about grabbing a drink before the podcast just to see.
You're like, I need it. It's like Popeye's spinach. You fucking need it to power you up.
Have the fucking theme play every time I open a beer.
Is it possible to eat spinach like Popeye? Has Mythbusters ever done this shit?
Dude, spinach is disgusting.
I like spinach, first of all, so fuck you. But second of all, could you, like Popeye, squish a can of spinach with such intensity that the spinach would shoot out of the can into your mouth? Is that possible?
No.
Adam, Jamie, get on this. I know your show's been over for years, but we need you back for this one. Do you know they did a season of Mythbusters without the guys?
Yeah, they had the younger crew do it.
No, it wasn't even them either. Because those guys had already been fired. Because they fired them for the last couple of seasons to cut costs, and then it was just Adam and Jamie again. And then they made another season after they said it was the final season. But then it was just with new guys. And I never heard about it. I just happened to be looking at the Mythbusters Wikipedia page recently, and I saw that there was another season after the one that was supposed to be the last one. And yeah, it's a real season and has none of the original Mythbusters guys. And I'm very curious to see how it holds up, because I've never even heard of it in my life. So I'm going to have to look at it at some point. I had no idea they did this. and I think they did it like the next year, like right after, like it was the next season.
That's whack. You know what really, like, it pops up on my For You page on TikTok occasionally. It's, you know, How It's Made, where they go through, like, factories and shit and show you how things are made.
I've heard of that show because of a Dick Masterson bit, but I've never watched it.
Okay, well, somebody overdubs it and just completely gets everything wrong, and it's great. Like, the only scene that comes to mind is they're making, like, chocolate or something, and they show the worker cutting open a bag of, like, cocoa beans or whatever, and the narrator goes, "An office a warehouse worker uses this bag to show as an example to all the other cocoa bean bags by slitting its throat," and it just, as he says that, they're cutting open the bag of beans. Like, it's really fucking dumb, and it proves no purpose, but it's really funny. I think the TikTok channel's called How It's Really Made or something like that.
That's really funny. I was gonna say something, but now it's just gone completely. I hate when that fucking happens. And usually I can blame it on the weed, but this time it's just my own mental failings. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. This is a completely separate tangent. But Alex, have you seen any of the new? I'm assuming the answer is no, unless you also happened to see the Twitter discourse and get curious. Have you seen any of the new TED show?
A little bit here and there, yeah.
I would like to report that I've watched the entire thing. I did this weeks ago, but I've been thinking about it again recently because some clips started popping up again. That show is fucking amazing.
Is
It's
it?
really good. It's really funny. And there was one joke that I think it went really viral on Twitter, and this joke is like my exact sense of humor. Like this is what sold me on the show. I saw this clip. For some reason, like the funniest joke in the world to me is just like saying something that doesn't make sense that in a way that it seems that it's an established fact and not elaborating. There's a joke in the TED show where Ted is Ted is talking making a comment about the racial profile of the kids in school. I don't remember what point he was making because that wasn't the joke that I liked. But he was talking about something about white kids or whatever. And that somehow brought to the topic an Indian kid, where John, the human character, who was played by Mark Wahlberg in the movies and is now played by some kid because it's a prequel series. Um, he says, "Yeah, we had an Indian kid last year, but they got him." And Ted's like, "What do you mean they got him?" And then John's just like, "He was really nice. He shared his Dunkaroos." And then Ted's just like, "Okay, fuck this," and they move on without explaining what "they got him" means. And I saw that clip and I was like, I have to see this. And the whole show was really good.
I've heard it was really good. It's on my list of things to watch. I have to watch Korra though first. Cause I finished
Well,
Avatar.
isn't Korra like 4 seasons? The TED show is 8 episodes, I think.
Yeah, but my autism doesn't allow me to stop in the middle of a series.
Oh, that's fair.
So if I watch all of Last Airbender, I have to go to Korra next. So
Well, Korra is a separate show.
yeah, but it's same universe though. So
Okay, sure.
it's same thing. It's still Avatar.
This also inspired me to go back and look at the movies, and those also are much funnier than I remember. Like I think the whole Ted franchise is pretty on point. There was a good joke in Ted 2. It was funny because it was you couldn't get away with this joke today, folks, because Ted drops the F slur. Not with the get at the end, but it was a shocking moment. And he says it in a courtroom in front of many people. The why it's so funny is this might be actually my favorite scene in any comedy movie in history because holy shit, I died when this occurred. They're in court fighting for Ted's human rights. That's the plot of Ted 2 is that he's not the government doesn't consider him a human and he has to go to court and fight for his right to be a human being. And he's like freaking out because it looks like he's gonna lose the case. And he starts ranting into the microphone and he's like, you know, this is unfair. I'm a human. I'm a person. This is ridiculous. This is just like how you guys treat the. And then he says the F word. And then his lawyer's like, Ted. And he's like, sorry, the homos. And then just keeps going. That is a good franchise. I hope that show gets a season 2. I feel like it has to at this point. It's gotten so much attention.
Because Ted, just the movies alone were so unique.
That's true, but like I feel like those were remembered somewhat poorly. And also the second one did not have very good box office. So like people just assumed Ted was gone forever. And then this show came down. Everybody was like, holy shit, this is really good. Good old Seth, he brought his A game.
All right, buddy, we might have to call it.
Having it rough over there, buddy?
My head is fucking killing me.
All right, folks. Thank you for listening to Detour Head. Alex, where can they find you?
If you haven't
Besides in bed with socks on.
If you haven't already been listening, you can find me on the YouTube channel, Colochu. Other than that, Colochu anywhere. Just Google Colochu. You'll find me.
There you go. And folks, you can find me at linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. All sorts of podcasts and YouTube channels. I just want to say, if there are any fans of Pokemon Variety Hour in the audience tuning in for the first time, I'd like to thank you because I did a thing today. I didn't tell you about it or consult you about it at all. But your earlier point right before we started about me not consulting you about things, I guess, was a good one. Because what I did do earlier today is I took the 6 Pokemon episodes of Detour Head and combined them into a supersode and put them on the Variety Hour feed. And this is my bid because Variety Hour is the most popular show I do by far. So I'm hoping that I can pull some of those audience members here. That is the goal. So I hope that it worked. If there are any Pokemon Variety Hour fans out there, I appreciate you. There are some new plans with that show. Might be a little bit more regular in the future, but this show is going to be weekly for the rest of the time. So you get to this show, and you're booked. You're perfect. And that's it. Thank you for listening to the show, everybody. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully Colo will not be sick anymore.
Hopefully.
I don't know why I called you Colo. I think I just read your Discord name and it threw me off.
Unless I die because I gotta wear socks in bed.
Yeah, death by socks in bed. What a way to go.
If I have to deal with that ever again, I might just unalive.
Fashion noose out of the socks. Good night,
just go play in traffic. In socks. They're like, are you okay? I go, I had to wear socks in bed. Just run me over. I'm done. I'm done. And
they're
with
like,
this
oh
world.
shit, yeah. Before you even finish that sentence, they're back in the car over you for a second pass.
You had me at socks in bed, buddy. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. We'll put you out of your misery. It's like a horse with a broken leg. Just take me out back and put me down.
Speaking of which, it's time to put this episode down.